Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space program. If you guys do not remember last time we were here, we were going to the moon. And no, that wasn't a Bitcoin joke. We are actually going to the moon. If anyone caught that, it's a cryptocurrency joke because they're always like, it's gonna go to the moon. But let's get started. We do not actually have anything set up for going to the moon. One thing we're going to have to set up is a probe halfway for internet access because we don't have a good enough communication tower to do this without a few relays. Now, how expensive? It's probably worth upgrading this, so we're going to. Just so that we don't get lost in the middle of space without any communications. I know a lot of people love doing that, but not my style. And we're going to put a single up first. We're going to check any contracts that may be similar to what we're doing. Can we... Nothing for... What do we have active? Boring. Okay, fine. So first, we're going to get a probe up. And we're either going to get this thing around the moon. Actually, let's get the probe around the moon. Then we're technically doing something with the moon, even if we don't end up landing on the moon in this. Moon relay Mark 1. So this is going to be a moon relay. It's going to relay out internet signals from the moon, which is going to, well, make it so that we don't lose connection with our probes, because that would be very bad. And it lets us relay back science information. So if we go down to science, we're going to plop everything necessary in here. A science junior. We're going to put all of the different test equipment on it in places that won't be hit by thermal. So here, just turn that. And we're also going to plop down a computer flight unit so that we can actually, I forgot what this does. I think this gives us all of the information. It's kind of important. Oh, that kind of looks cool with it rolling into it. So that's going to be the main setup. Now we're going to also plop batteries on it, and oh, dang it, we don't actually have any good method of power storage. So yeah, batteries. Okay, one sec. Let's save what we've got so far, leave, and see if we can research anything else. We have 3 science. Okay, that's not going to work. Okay, we're just gonna have to put a lot of power on this thing, and I mean a lot. How are we going to do this? Well, let's get not creative. Let's just get a little bit ridiculous. Oh, hydrogen and oxygen to produce water, heat, and electricity. That is useful. We should actually use some of those. Genius. We'll just throw a fuel cell on with enough fuel to keep itself going. So we need hydrogen and oxygen. Don't worry, I know how to science. It's fine, guys. Is this on upside down? Oh, it is. That's going to trigger me a little bit. So let's just plop it over here then. So there's our oxygen. Where is hydrogen? Hydrogen. And is there a battery one? That would be really convenient. Food, alkaline, oxygen, water, science bay. Okay, so we're gonna put this science bay on. We're going to open it, and we're going to fill this with batteries. Lots of batteries. I understand this is not the best way to do this, but it works. Kind of. No, this isn't going to hold nearly enough batteries. Let's just, when we're making water, we need 2 hydrogens to 1 oxygen. So we'll just put extra hydrogen. Oh, wait, does it? Wait a second. We need to go back. Boop, boop. Where's the... No utility. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right. Consumes hydrogen and oxygen. Yeah, because it burns the hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, yep, I'm correct here. So where's the hydrogen? We need more hydrogen than oxygen. So that fills this up perfectly. Bam. Stoichiometry, guys, you know, 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. Wow, my chemistry teacher would be proud that I actually used that. We could actually use it to calculate the exact amount of each we need. How exciting. Huh. That's an interesting coupler. Oh, can we take it off? Okay, so going back, what else do we need on this probe? So it can generate electricity, but it also needs to be able to store it. So here's where we're going to get a little bit ridiculous. We're just going to go not on the top because that'll burn. Does this cover anything important? Shoot, I wish we had a container we could just fill with these. I mean, we can do that, but that looks pretty ridiculous, but let's just go with it. Then we'll put another layer under it. Batteries coming to the rescue. Ba-do-do. There we go. Look at that. Enough batteries to last a lifetime. Well, maybe not a lifetime. Probably not even that long. But they'll last. You know, we don't need this second row. If we do end up needing it, I will be very sad. But I don't think we need it. So let's go to communications. We've got our high gain antennas. These are what we want. We want 2 of them. And we want them to be facing this way so that we activate them. And they fly out like that. They kind of go inside of this, but I'm not going to bother worrying about that. It's okay. It's completely fine. So, next up, we need a way... Actually, don't need to recover this. Okay, that makes things simpler. So now we throw the last stage engine onto the thing, which is going to be a high efficiency engine. Although the one from here may actually be better. That gives 1400 delta V. This gives, oh no, never mind, this is much better. Much better. And then we're just going to throw on another decoupler. So there's our top stage. Do we actually have fairings? That would make things so much... Oh, we do. Okay, so we're gonna throw a fairing on here. Now, fairings are just wonderful because you can do this. Cover everything. Keep it all nice and safe inside of the fairing. However, I don't think it automatically decouples, so I'm gonna just do this. That's probably a better idea. There we go. There we go. So now we have everything inside of a fairing, which keeps it safe when it's going up. And now we add the main stages, which are going to be pretty interesting, I'll admit. Let's pull this all up a bit. We're pretty much making the Falcon 9 here. We want a lot of liquid fuel to get it up. We need a very powerful engine. Can we do triple? I feel like triple may be a little bit overkill here. Do we have advanced fuel technology yet? No, we don't. Okay, so we're just going to stick with double. Give it a very powerful bottom stage. We're going to have a dual engine there. So that's going to propel this all up. But we need a bit more firepower than that. That is not going to be enough. We're also going to want to pop one of these on here somewhere. Shoot. Don't think there is really anywhere I can... Oh, I can do that. That's going to give us a little bit more control. And what else do we have? So we've got it set up like this. Now we're going to grab some decouplers. We're going to pop those on the sides. We're going to use 4 because more than that won't really add much. And then we're going to pop on the strongest engines we can. This is going to give us a total of... Ooh... 6,000 Delta V. I think that'll be enough. I think we're fine here. We'll see. We will see what happens. Let's just go for it. Not yet, actually. Because unlike SpaceX, who has new fancy titanium grid fins, we're going to pop these babies on to keep our rocket from going in the wrong direction. And that's going to basically be the end of that rocket. Look at that. That is actually pretty professional looking, and it overall looks pretty beautiful. That is a nice rocket. Okay, so we're just going to check our staging real quick to make sure everything is going as we want it to. And it's all good. That is frustrating. That's going to be annoying. Now, we could line this up for the moon, or we can put it into orbit first and then go from there. I'm going to put it into orbit first. We may not have enough Delta V to go to the moon, but let's just test the probe. You know what? Never mind. Let's go crazy. Let's just go all out here. Why wait? So this is actually exactly where we want to be for this. We need to go up, hit the moon when it comes this way. Okay, and it looks like our electric charge is going down a little bit, but that's fine because it'll come back when the engines are on. 3, 2, 1, blast off. This is a vertical trip. We don't actually need to turn at all for this to be successful. We are getting a lot of Delta V on the first stage. Very, very powerful primary engines bringing us up to over 1,000 meters per second. Onto our secondary engine. We are speeding up through the now upper atmosphere, going extremely quickly. Wow, okay, so this was a good rocket design we have here. We actually have not tilted far enough for me to actually care about correcting it. We're already in orbit. And it's just straight up from here. Maybe a slight tweak. And look at that, we are in space, guys, and now we just have to make sure we're aiming pretty much straight up. Just takes a few little corrections occasionally. But what this is going to do is going to bring our apoapsis up towards the moon. We are beginning to run a little low on fuel. It's not gonna pull the fuel out of the top tank, is it? I'm getting slightly worried. I'm hoping it won't. Shoot, do we have no electricity? No, we have plenty. Oh, I think we're just out of fuel on that stage now. Yep. Okay, so we're going to expand the fairing. And we're going to launch out our main oh, it already did. Okay, so we're just going to very carefully decouple. Okay. Well, that wasn't very carefully. But now we're going to reorient ourselves in the correct direction. We now have our high efficiency engine engaged. And turning on high efficiency engine. We just have to make sure we're going pretty much in the correct direction. And there we go, an intersection with the moon. Now we just have to wait. Time warping up. Our electric charge is going to begin to drop. This is what we have to worry about. Also, our connection with... Oh, shoot. We may actually have no connection. Okay, so we're going to extend our antennas just to make sure we don't lose connection while we're out here. Because if we lose connection, we can't control this thing. So we're just going to pray that we don't lose connection to Kerbin before we hit the moon. Upgrading that station, I think, made it powerful enough to reach, especially with our 2 high-gain antennas, but you can never be too sure. We have a green, strong connection, and it looks like we're almost halfway to the moon. We're getting close. Okay, I'm not too worried about this. Lie, I actually am pretty worried about this. Okay, our connection seems to be fine. Seems to be fine. We also need to make sure we don't run out of electricity, which we're going to try to curb that by activating our... Where is it? Alkaline fuel cell, start fuel cell. And look at that, it's creating a lot of power. And as that creates power, I feel a lot better about our situation. We're going to time warp up a little bit more. We're going to hit the moon's gravitational influence, and let's see where it pulls us. Now, what we want to do is we want to go up to the periapsis, right here, and then we want to burn retrograde to slow down our speed and let the moon fully capture us so that we don't just fly by. So we're going to speed things up. Well, I mean slow things down. And as you can see, our orbit is beginning to curve around the moon. The moon has more gravitational influence over us. And any second now, we now have a full orbit around the moon. And look at that. We are now orbiting the moon. We have a secure connection. Well, I guess there's no such thing as an... Well, if it's kind of breaking up, it's not really insecure. I mean secure. Okay, we'll stop talking about secure connections now. And look at that. It is absolutely beautiful. We've got our first probe orbiting the moon. And let's check out the science we get from this. We transmit all of it. We're going to lose a bit, sadly. But, you know, it's good enough. And there's the beautiful sound of us transmitting. And where's our last experiment? That wasn't it. There it is. There's our thermometer. And then we got the big one down here. 24.5 science. That's high quality. And look at that. We've gotten all of this science across, and the world is probably pretty happy with us. Explore the moon. Explore the moon. And tons of world firsts. We've broken a speed record of 2,500 meters per second. We have initiated the first flyby of the moon. We've escaped the gravitational influence of Kerbin. We have entered orbit of the moon, and we have gathered the first scientific data from the moon, giving us tons of money, science, and reputation. And now we're going to leave our probe behind. How quickly is it going to run out of fuel? So I think we're actually going to be fine for a while, even if we time warp, like... Yeah, I think we're actually... This probe is going to stay operational for our next mission. So that means that we actually do have our probe set, and we can even actually hijack fuel out of this thing if we get a little bit more technology. And there we go, guys. We are ready to do the moon landing in our next episode. We already have a good design for a rocket that has enough delta V to hit the moon. We're gonna have to do a few modifications to get it a little bit further, but with the added science we have, I think that'll be an easy, very easy task. So guys, thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode of Kerbal Space Program, and I will see you all next time when we finally go to the moon.